Today's podcast is brought to you by Audible.com. Get a free audiobook download at www.audibletrial.com/comedypodcastnetwork. Over 100,000 titles to choose from for your iPhone, Android, Kindle, or MP3 player.
Hey there, everybody, and welcome to another Sports Podcast. I'm Joel Anderson.
I'm Jordan Pomaville.
And joining us, as always, is the sports outsider, Phil Ranta.
Hey, everybody, you're here in podcast land. You're listening to the Sports Podcast here on the internet. Weega, honk, honk, auga.
I feel like you're making fun of me, Phil.
What?
I feel like you're making fun of me,
No,
Phil.
we just had to talk right beforehand
our
about
production meeting.
Our production meeting we had beforehand. Jordan said he didn't want it to be like drive time radio.
Oh, that's morning radio.
Morning
I
radio.
want to be like drive home radio.
Yeah, we're going to be like NPR, not the Zoo Crew.
Well, actually, I mean, that is my morning drive time radio is NPR. So.
Well, your all day is NPR. Your
Welcome
life is NPR.
to the Sports Podcast.
You'll have to change your name
have
to
a
a weirder name, though,
great
like
guest
Joel.
today. Yeah.
I'm Joel on
I'd be...
That is
Jalal.
not a name. That is not a name.
Neither is Lakshmi Singh.
Yeah.
Singh. Nichelle Morris.
Yeah, I know. I think they're clearly... I'd be Jewel McAnderson.
Perfect.
All right. Oh, wait. Phil, did you catch... Are we still asking if Phil caught any games? Or are we just
No,
going
I think
to
we've given up in that. Let's cut right to the
I
update.
haven't. Okay.
Tecmo Bowl. Update, watch, update.
Tecmo Bowl update, watch update, brought to you by
Febreze. Feel the... I need Febreze.
Wow, that person
kinda
needs
wanna-
Febreze to breathe.
It must have been a really smelly place that person was in.
When was that recorded? Can we still call the recording studio to make sure that person is
Oh,
okay?
yeah, there might have been a fire or something.
I know, it sounds awful.
Oh, I'm sorry to hear
What's odd
that.
is that he was asking for Febreze, and it was like he couldn't breathe.
Yes.
That was not. That's what you need oxygen when you can't breathe.
Yeah, well, Febreze is trying to get that non-breathing market from people, so trying to close on that.
It's a largely untapped market. Not many people targeting
It's
the
true.
non-breathers out
I
there.
agree. All right, Tecmo Bowl update. So this week, my 1991 49ers took on the Falcons.
And how did it go?
The 49ers pulled ahead right at the end to win 53-3.
53-3?
53-3.
I don't know, Phil. You sure it wasn't 51-3?
I also injured the quarterback because I sacked him so many times. And their kickoff receiver, I also injured him because I was kicking off to him so much because of all the touchdowns I was scoring.
Kickoff returner. That's great news. So you injured two of their fake players.
Yep, and they're going to be out for a couple games. Jerry Rice is still in good position. Joe Montana's doing well.
Has at this point, have the 49ers clinched home field advantage throughout the playoffs? What's your record?
I'm undefeated. I'm 6-0.
Okay, so not quite yet.
No, yeah.
Very soon, I think the 49ers will actually clinch.
I'm pretty sure in that game's programming they don't have home field. Every field is the same field.
What?
It says Tecmo in the end zones.
Oh, they don't even just like color the fans like red and gold. For the
No,
49ers,
all
or-
the end zones are pink.
Bizarre. All right.
Yeah.
It just like real football.
Yep. That's what I assume.
And do we know who you have on deck next week?
I don't.
Tecmo Bowl update, watch, update.
Tecmo Bowl update, watch update, brought to you by
Febreze. Oh, that wasn't a fire. I just need to Febreze because it's smelly and it feels the scent in your brain.
Well, I'm glad
he's
explained his
okay.
predicament.
Yeah. And he got back on script. Feel the scent in your brain, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty sure.
That we feel the scent in the brain, I think it's not good, but it's better than both of the ones from last week.
I like it.
Right. You
Yeah.
use your brain to come up with the idea of scent, right?
Yeah.
I believe so. I don't know much about brain stuff.
It's a more intellectual air freshener, is what I think they're saying.
God, will you guys stop talking about sports? I don't understand.
The Tostitos College Football Playoffs will not have a title sponsor. Presented by Vizio.
Wait, whoa. I'm pretty sure the title sponsor is Tostitos.
No. It will not have a title sponsor. That was just a gimmicky headline.
Ah.
Executive Director Bill Hancock cited the Final Four, the Super Bowl, and the Masters as examples of the type of event he has on his hands in the new 4-team college football playoff. in order, comparing his product to the most entertaining playoff in sports, the most hyped game in America, and a tournament that didn't allow African Americans until 1990.
Yeah.
Tread lightly, Bill Hancock. You're just exiting the BCS era. You're not exactly a popular guy. The name and logo of the college football playoff will be released soon. The group has narrowed the candidates down the candidates for a name to a small number, Hancock said. It will be simple, straightforward, and as he described it, not cutesy.
Sounds like it sounds like it's going to be playoff.
Can we tweet it? They're like tweet ideas to him? Because
ooh,
I'd like to call it Thunderdome.
Oh,
Hashtag CFB playoff
Yeah.
name. Hashtag CFB playoff name. Let's tweet them, folks.
Yeah.
What are your ideas for the name of the college football playoff? And remember, if someone pays you to tweet these names, we cannot accept them because they can't be sponsored.
right, they will not be. However, don't worry. The individual bowls will still be sponsored.
Oh, good.
And although he said he wants the name of the playoffs to be short and sweet, he said, like, the semifinals will be called something to the effect of the football tournament semifinal at the Discover Orange Bowl. You know, something really short
Yeah,
and snappy.
short.
I like that. It's like a catchphrase.
Got a real zing to it.
Right. Here's some possible names that are on the short list for what they would call the football playoff. The Superb Bowl.
Eee.
Alabama versus all. The Bowl Championship Series. That can't be right.
No, yeah.
The Student Athlete Bowl.
Oh,
I like that.
Because
Yeah.
they're student athletes.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Systematic Failure Series.
Whoa.
And ESPN January.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, ESPN is a brand.
Well, they will be televising the games.
Oh, I see. All right, I get confused.
Yeah. All right, the Miami New Times, an alt-weekly magazine that first published the biogenesis stories that linked a handful of baseball stars to a legitimate anti-aging clinic.
Yes.
Yeah.
They were worried about getting old. I don't understand why everyone is making such a big deal out of this.
They're going after someone named Anthony Bosch, who has a Belize medical degree, but
Nice.
not certified to practice medicine in the United States of America, yet alone Florida.
I think people don't realize just how hard it is to be certified in Belize.
Yeah, Carmen
Way
San
harder
Diego was
than-
in Belize, if I
Yeah.
remember the theme song correctly.
Well, she was in a lot of places.
Yeah, Nashville, Norway, St. Andrews, Zimbabwe, Chicago, Czechoslovakia, and back.
She took the Great Wall
Wow.
of China to the Sahara Desert.
I know, it's crazy that she could steal those giant landmarks.
Anyway, Bud Selig and the MLB have been trying to get the notebooks and records from the Miami New Times.
Okay.
To kind of see who the clients were and everything. And Bud presumably asked quite nicely and only called during business hours. However, the Miami New Times responded with a scorched earth editorial.
Whoa.
Yeah. Now, first they cite journalistic ethics. That's fair. You don't want to give up an anonymous source if you got these.
Sure.
And then they accuse him for not doing more in regards to their horrible owner, Jeffrey Loria, which is fair because he's a con artist.
Well,
The
that's
Marlins
fair, then.
owner.
Oh yeah. I think you were saying Jeffrey Loria was the owner of the.
Oh, sorry. No, I'm sorry.
No,
their
he's a
hometown-
confidence man, Joel.
confidence man.
Yeah.
No, a con artist.
No, a con artist and a confidence man are the same,
same
things.
thing. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, con stands for confidence.
I thought con stood for a con, like that's against the law. Pro and con.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pro is good, con is bad.
A con
No,
is
I
a
think
confidence
con is
man.
short for confidence.
Yeah.
We're gonna look this up, folks, and we'll get back to you.
All right. Now, but then they basically blame Bud Selig for all of baseball's
Convict.
missteps.
That's what con stands for. That's much more obvious. Con man, though, does stand for confidence man. Sorry, you go on with your little story.
Pro and it's not. You know what? I'm good. No, basically they go after Bud Selig and start saying things like he represents an organization with a long history of getting things wrong. It started with Shoeless Joe Jackson, the Chicago White Sox player.
He got it totally wrong because of his lack of shoes.
and son of a sharecropper who was unjustly banned for baseball for fixing the 1919 series.
Unjustly banned from
Right,
that.
right,
They
okay.
went back to Shoeless Joe.
Right. Then they go. Then there's the horrible racist history, which he talks about. Not just that ended with Jackie Robinson being signed with the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1946, but they talked about Minnesota Twins owner who was racist and Marge Schott, which you can't blame Bud Selig for Marge Schott.
No, yeah, it's
He's
really
a terrible
not Bud Selig's
person.
fault. Yeah.
And finally, they go to Mark McGuire, who admitted using steroids throughout the 90s before setting the record of 66 home runs in a season in 1999. Now, I would like to say, fist this real quick. Jackie Robinson signed with the Dodgers in 1945. Mark McGwire broke the home run record in 1998 with 70 home runs. In 1999, he hit 65. Do your fucking journalism, Miami New Times, and lay off Bud Selig. He's a hapless, affable individual.
Yeah.
Whoa, but in Miami,
If you want to talk about journalism, get your fucking facts straight. I'm sorry.
Whoa, no, in Miami they don't have time to do journalism. They're on the beach dancing. They
do the kind.
Hey! No, that was racist again.
Yeah,
Take it
yeah,
back. Circle it back.
Also,
They're listening to
I would like to
reggaeton.
call out the Miami New Times for being associated with a city that had Jim Crow laws in the 50s and 60s.
Yes.
If we're talking about Bud Selig being associated with baseball doing horrible things in the early 1900s, I'd like to call it the Miami New Times for being associated with a city that had an area of their city called Colored Town.
Yeah.
Up until recently when it was changed to Overland. Oh, you want to play ball?
That is
Miami
veiled
New Times?
racism now.
Also,
Overland.
kick the poor Seminoles off their land.
Yeah.
Let's
Yeah.
keep going, Miami New Times.
Yeah, and when the cavemen used to hit women on the head and then drag them by their hair to their cave to rape them, you should be blamed for that.
Whoa, Phil.
That's what
Whoa.
happened with cavemen.
I actually, well, depending on how you define
Phil,
caveman.
is that I feel like that's spoiler
what
alert.
happened
That's the
with-
weird sport, right?
Yeah,
What you're
exactly.
discussing?
A woman knocking on head and dragging back to cave and rape.
God.
What? That's what cavemen
I
used
know,
to do.
it sounded more awful when you said it a second
I
time.
know. Oh, Phil.
All right, what do we got today?
Let's see. We got our spring training expert, Mordecai McGee.
This guy sounds like an old fella. The
He's,
name Mordecai is not
yeah,
a-
he's been a writer for, a really, really long time. Mordecai, he's the longest serving member of the Baseball Writers Association of America.
wow.
Yeah,
Jeez.
This is
by
a gig.
by like 30 or 40 years.
There's a Baseball Writers Association of America?
Yeah.
Wow.
They vote on who gets into the Hall of Fame.
That's the part that shocks me. The age is in. That's shocking. Cool. Mordecai.
Yeah, we also have, the reason Mordecai is here is because we are doing our super big baseball spring training preview.
Yes.
Trademark.
Yeah, super big baseball spring training preview. We're gonna look at the World Baseball Classic.
Oh, wow.
We're gonna look at some bizarre injuries.
Awesome.
We're gonna look at the teams and how they're doing in spring training. We got all that coming up.
Nice. Bizarre
and-
injuries, kind of like weird sports.
No.
No.
Okay,
Totally
just making
different.
sure.
Speaking of which, I guess we don't have a weird sport this week.
Probably
So,
not.
yeah,
No,
probably
not.
you're
not.
I
goddamn
would
right
guess.
we do. We got
Oh,
a weird
oh.
sport this week.
Oh, we do have a weird sport
And
this
it's
week.
spring themed.
Oh, it's spring themed.
That was
You
my
lie.
idea. No, that was my idea. To do a spring theme for the spring to training.
Well, I'm coiled up for this weird sport.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm feeling a little slinky.
Let's get started.
Yeah, and we gotta hurry because I got a load of laundry in the dryer. So
Okay, we'll go
yeah,
through it quick.
Let's bust through. Spring training.
Brian Cashman solves Yankees' problem of aging injured lineup primarily by going after aging injured players.
Oh,
That doesn't seem to solve the problem whatsoever.
In what he called outside the box thinking, Brian Cashman is trying to patch together a lineup that has been devastated by injuries by having conversations with the agents of Derek Lee and Scott Rowland.
oh, two guys who have just not missed a single game in the last.
Which begs the question, is the box holding reliably healthy and youthful players? And, oh, by the way, we're not talking about Derek Lee Jr. or Scott Rowland Jr. These are the
Oh, yeah.
Derek Lee and Scott Rowland.
I had no idea that either of those two guys were still in baseball.
Well, that's because Derek Lee last played in 2011.
Right.
And Scott Rowland, 38, chronic problems with the left shoulder and back spasms, declined an invitation to spring training with the Cincinnati Reds. He's not currently in anyone's camp. He is a free agent.
Jesus.
Declined an invitation to spring training.
That's correct.
They're thinking what? They're thinking starting third baseman Scott Rowling and to move Euclid to first? Is that
Well,
the plan?
Current healthiest Yankee, Kevin Euclid, currently playing third base. So he can play first as well, and is probably not going to stay healthy all year anyway. So they're
Wait,
gonna-
how do you know? How do you know he's not going to stay healthy?
He's Kevin Euclid.
Yeah, but what if he takes vitamin
hasn't
C?
for the last like couple of years?
He can protect
This isn't
himself.
like a cold thing, Phil. This is like I have a bulging disc in my back, or I sprained my shoulder.
He
Sort
should
of thing.
be taking calcium though for the osteoporosis.
He should. If
Yeah.
he takes calcium, then he'll recover. Stop
You gotta
trying
understand,
to
a
jinx
lot of these players in the Yankees have brittle bones. They've
I
just
know
been
you guys don't
ravaged
like
by
the
the
Yankees. You guys just hate the Yankees, and you have little voodoo dolls, and you're constantly jabbing into
I
their
wish.
spleens.
Trust me. Here's the thing with the Yankees payroll actually second now, probably going to be third next year behind the Red Sox. So this is like our last great chance to really enjoy hating the Yankees.
That's true.
And it looks like they're going to go out with a bang and maybe even go under 500.
It
and make
sounds
it
like
pretty
they're going to go
enjoyable.
out with an "ow, my back."
Right, you are, Phil.
Aha! I got a joke
So
in there.
get while the getting's good, folks. Get your Yankee hate in now, because next year it's going to be out of place. It's going to be less fun, and they're probably going to be better. So
This is true.
yeah.
After reaching out to Scott Rowland and Derek Lee's agents, he asked reporters to put word out on Twitter. He asked reporters to put word out on Twitter that he's interested in talking to Chipper Jones. Chipper Jones retired last year after playing 19 seasons with the Atlanta Braves.
19 seasons.
Chipper was heard to have say to Brian Cashman, "You don't have to go through my reporter friends. Just come and talk to me. What I really like and respect in a GM is confidence."
like a confidence man.
Like a confidence, exactly like
I'll
a
tell you,
Perfect.
after 19 major league seasons, I really doubt that he's feeling chipper.
This is true. This is true.
What the hell was that, Joel? What the hell was that?
His agent said Chipper was pleasantly amused
Yeah.
by all the tweets from New York reporters.
I bet that he's also jonesing for retirement. Huh? Huh?
It's just I'm so when you can. Joel laughs. I'm just so disappointed in you because you know exactly what you're doing.
I know what I'm doing.
You know exactly.
I know it's a terrible joke, and I know it'll make Joel laugh. I love it.
Manny will be Manny in Taiwan.
Oh, I heard this story earlier.
Well, now it's official.
Asterisk episode 58 or something like that. Something like that.
No big league teams are interested in his services. Manny will play in Taiwan for the EDA Rhinos. He will make $25,000 a month for the March to November season.
That's
What
a
does
lot of money
EDA
for Manny
stand
Ramirez.
for?
Well, let's get to know the EDA Rhinos,
Okay.
formerly the Sign-On Bulls. They're named after EDA World, a large shopping, entertainment, and hotel complex.
Ooh.
Oh, EDA World, of course.
So it'd be kind of like it was like the Grove Grizzlies or something.
or like the Ralph's Rhinos.
Well, it gets better because when they were the Sign-On Bulls, 1996 to 2012, they were owned by Sign-On, known for their agriculture product lines, insurance, and supermarket chains. Interesting conglomerates there in Taiwan. Very diverse. That is a diverse company.
Yeah.
The team is owned.
That's like a diagonally integrated company.
The EDA Rhinos play at, I think, Chang Sing Lake Baseball Field, or I'm
it's-
being racist. I'm not sure.
No, it's if it's an X in there, then it's a TS sound.
No,
Chang
there's
Sing.
no. Here, look at it. That's
Oh yeah, your pronunciation was perfect.
okay. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Chang Sing.
I'm glad you know Mandarin.
I don't know
Yep.
about perfect.
I don't know if they speak Mandarin in Taiwan. Now I'm racist.
Actually, I know there is a Taiwanese language.
Oh,
But
It's
I
a
don't-
dialect of Mandarin.
Yeah, but I
though.
don't think they actually speak Taiwanese in most of Taiwan. I think it's like either Mandarin or Cantonese.
Yeah.
Well, the EDA Runners are coming off a couple of rough years, going 45 and 72.
Whoa.
Identical records the past years, and they've never won a Taiwan Series title.
So they're kind of like the best. Joel, are you yawning into the microphone?
No, I'm not.
We're talking
Yeah, you
Taiwan
did.
Major League Baseball.
Yeah, this is exciting.
Yeah, I was just thinking about Mr. Baseball, and how much better a movie that would be.
Oh,
if
the
it was
movie.
about,
I thought
yeah.
you meant like a mascot. Like,
Because that was
Mr. Baseball.
That was about Tom Selleck going to Japan. I think Manny Ramirez going to Taiwan is going to be infinitely more amusing than anything they came up in the fictional story with Tom Selleck.
If I remember properly from the bits we've done, Manny's quite racist.
No.
No, that's not him.
Spring training. Ole, ole, World Baseball Classic. Ole, ole,
Oi, oi,
World Baseball Classic. Hey, it's our World Baseball Classic update.
All right, I'm a big baseball fan, Joel.
I am also a big baseball fan.
I don't know much about baseball.
What?
You got to include Phil in that.
Yeah, come on. Don't cut me out of this, Joel.
saying-
Well, okay, Phil, how closely have you been following the World Baseball Classic as a non-baseball fan?
I have not.
Hey, Jordan, how closely have you been following the World Baseball Classic as a big baseball fan?
I also have not.
Oh, how about that?
We're equals.
We really are.
You're my brother.
Well-
Today I call you brother.
I am here to tell you guys, you have missed some stuff. There has been...
Wow, what a review. Make sure to watch the last Twilight movie,
Yeah,
or else you'll miss some stuff.
They have been playing baseball. They're in the second round now. Japan is doing very well. The Netherlands doing better than Cuba at the moment. That's pretty interesting.
Joel's reading this off a paper with a naked guy on the back.
Oh, hey, I didn't notice the naked guy in the back.
There we go.
He's not completely naked. He's wearing pants.
Pretty naked.
Looks like Venezuela got knocked out in the first round. That's unexpected.
All right. This is all fascinating.
This podcast segment is Joel reading the paper.
Let's see. Oh, it looks like bad things are happening in the Middle East.
I wanted to give a broad update there. Coming up, we got two.
I'll give you a broad update. Women are crazy. Yeah.
Okay, all right. Two major news events, though.
Okay.
First one, Italy defeats Canada via the mercy rule. That's
What?
right. There's a mercy rule in the World Baseball Classic, seemingly proving that you cannot have a form of international competition that is not run by the same rules that Little League is in the United States of America.
Wait, did they like tap out? Did they call uncle?
No, it's Canada. Canada went down by 10 runs to Italy. Italy.
This is unexpected.
I was gonna
This
say, I
is-
would
yeah.
think Canada has teams, right?
They
They've
actually
got the,
play baseball in Canada.
I couldn't name one. No, they got the Blue Jays.
Yes, there you go. And they had another team before that. Yeah, wow, way to go, Phil. Yeah, he's golf clap.
I grew up in Michigan, so I went to Toronto for vacations.
And you
Yeah.
went to a Blue Jays
Did
game.
you go to the Sky Dome?
I think I actually did go to a Blue Jays game as a kid.
Holy
Back when my
shit.
dad still had hope that I would turn out to be a man.
Boy, that must have been a long time ago.
Yeah. He gave up on me.
Anyway,
Do you ever give him Tecmo Bowl updates? Hey,
Uh,
Pa, I've been playing Tecmo Bowl. You're not my son.
Yeah. Well, he's so busy saying you're not my son already that I can't fit in words.
Hey, Pa, you're not my son.
Exactly. That's every phone
Yeah.
conversation.
Well, just to finish the update here,
Okay.
Italy winds up going up 14-4 in the 8th inning.
Good update.
And that's that's all she wrote. Wound up being the end of the game. Incidentally, also Italy, they've apparently decided you play for Team Italy if you're an American with an Italian sounding last name.
Right, I believe Jason Grilli last time
Jason
around.
Grilli.
Is he on the team now? I know he did last
And
time.
I don't know if he's on the team this, but I know Anthony Rizzo is. I'm pretty sure
Snooki
Anthony Rizzo
is,
born
J-Wow is,
all
Paulie
these
D
people
is.
playing for the Team Italy in the World Baseball Classic and kicking the crap out of Canada with legitimate Canadians on it.
That's pretty remarkable.
So it goes. But that's the secondary story from the World Baseball Classic.
Ooh, what's the primary
the
story?
primary brawl? Bench clearing brawl in the Canada versus Mexico game.
No.
Absolutely, which makes you wonder, how many wars have we prevented just by being here?
Right.
Huh? Like if those two didn't, it's like we're the older sibling sitting between the two younger siblings, stopping them from fighting.
Yeah, we're that friend between two drunk people being like, come on, man, you're drunk. Just walk away.
Yeah.
Just walk away, man.
Yeah.
You're drunk. You're
That's-
drunk, man. Just walk away.
And apparently Canada and Mexico drunk all the time because international
Hey, that's
competition-
racist. I don't
No,
know.
I don't
know if
think.
that's
I don't
true.
think so.
It's hard to be racist when I'm lumping both Canada and Mexico.
Well, we
into
know
the same-
Canada's drunk all the time. That's a given.
Yeah, you'd have
Well-
to be to put up with the cold.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Did
so
this start by them going, "Oh, hey, I really hate the Americans more. What about you guys?" And then they said something.
Do the second
I don't
accent.
have a second. I don't have a Mexican accent.
Or they're like, hey, would you like some free health care? And then the Mexican's like, hey, I got cartels. And then they attacked.
Nope.
That's
That's
all.
not it, guys. So
Okay.
So one of the tiebreakers for the first round here was run differentials.
Okay.
So in
Is
a
that
9
what Run DMC stands for?
Yes.
Run differentials?
Yes.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Just making sure.
A lot of people didn't know that about
Yeah.
Run DMC until
Yeah,
just
DMC
now.
stands for differentials. I'll remember
Yeah,
that.
so the more runs you win by, the better chance you had of advancing. So
Okay.
it's in a 9-3 game, Canada did like a sacrifice bunt. And this really pissed the Mexicans off because they thought they were running up the score. So the Mexican third baseman hands the pitcher the ball and points at his rib cage, rather obviously. And then the Mexican pitcher proceeds to bean the Canadian batter in the back after missing him twice inside. He throws at him clearly 3 times, only gets him in the third effort.
After the second time, the ump should have
Yeah.
issued a warning or done something.
Ump did issue a warning after the second time.
What country was the ump from? Switzerland.
Do not
Mr.
have that
Neutral.
information.
He
But,
wears black and white to show that he's a black and white kind of guy.
Bench is cleared.
True.
Ultimately, 7 people thrown out of the game. Punches were thrown. Canadian first base coach Larry Walker, former NL MVP, said
Oh
he was
man, I
holding
love
back.
Larry Walker.
Yes. Nearly got hit in the head by
No!
a baseball thrown from the stands
Oh.
immediately after this, and said, and I quote, he was holding back Mexican star Adrian Gonzalez of the Dodgers during the
All
altercation.
right, like him too.
Walker said, I had a hold of him, and I thought I saw Satan in his eyes.
Whoa, El
Well,
Diablo.
It's right here, folks. So,
El Diablo in the auras.
yes.
Is
So
that how you
if,
say
if
it?
you...
No, he's the Canadian in this
Yeah.
thing.
They don't speak Spanish in Canada?
Ish.
Okay.
If
They
you
speak
folks...
French.
If you
Yeah,
folks at home...
Lucifer in the eyeballs.
If you folks at home have been ignoring the World Baseball Classic, and you probably have, because everyone has been, just know that you're missing some pretty interesting international baseball.
You could turn on the MLB network, see a guy at the plate, look into his eyes, and see the Lord of Darkness.
Lord of Darkness.
Not my Lord. My Lord Jesus Christ.
Thank you, Phil. And this has been Ole, 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 World Baseball Classic. Ole, 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 World Baseball Classic.
All right, we have an interview now with the oldest living member of the Baseball Writers Association of America, and I believe the only. Is this correct, Mordecai? You're the only living baseball writer to have interviewed Ty Cobb?
Huh? What?
I said, are you the only living baseball writer to have interviewed Ty Cobb? Tyrus.
I remember Ty Cobb.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do remember Ty Cobb. He once told me about how the cleats revolutionized baseball. It was never the same afterwards.
The cleats.
Cleats.
Is that a team?
No, I think it's shoe wear.
Okay, that was cleats.
Footwear.
I knew that cleats were those, but I didn't know if that
When
was.
is this going to be on the radio?
Oh, this is a podcast. We're not on the radio.
It's not. It's like an internet. Like, okay, you download you upload your MP3 file to a server, and then people are able to ping the server.
What is this guy
and be able-
talking about?
Phil.
When is this thing going to be on the radio? Are you talking about the other dials on the radio? The
Yeah, I'm
volume
talking
that I
about
don't
the other
use?
dials on
You
the
know,
radio. yeah.
Mordecai. How old a man are you? All right.
Oh, I don't talk about my age. It's bad luck to talk about your age. I
Can
knew
we
a
guess
guy.
and you can say hot or cold?
No.
100,
no.
150.
Hey, you stop it right there. Listen, it's terrible luck,
Don't
okay?
point.
I knew this guy, Jimmy McGillicuddy, way back in the day, and he used to tell everybody his age all the time. You know what happened to him?
He died of old
He
age?
died in the Great War.
Oh. God, you knew a friend who was in the Great War. That means
Oh, I
the
said
Great
too
War
much.
was World War I, right?
I think so.
Okay, so
That was back when everything was great. They had a Great Depression. They had
so
a great
by
war.
then they were having adult conversations. That means you're about 114.
Okay, I don't know what, I told you not to guess my age.
All right.
Damn it, you freaking whippersnapper.
All right, let's talk some baseball because obviously you've seen a lot. You've seen the game from a very a different era to now. You know, how does it compare?
Game's just not the same.
Okay, well,
not the same.
Obviously, it's not the same. But what about it specifically do you like or not like in terms of
The
progress?
guys
in the game?
playing today are ninnies.
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 Why is that?
You're starting pitchers.
Yeah.
They're not, in my day, you called them starting pitchers. You know what they did? They were finishing pitchers. They pitched the whole game.
Then you just call them pitchers.
Yeah,
Why
we just called them pitchers.
Okay.
And they didn't have all these injuries these days. I've never seen a rotator cuff. You know,
Well, I
They're
need
inside
until I
your body.
lay eyes on one, I'm not believing.
Well, I would have to cut open my
hamstring,
skin.
And a tendon, a ligament. That's a made-up word.
No, these are all parts of the body. They're
Are
human
you a
anatomy.
pirate?
I'm not a pirate.
Okay, just making
How
sure.
dare you say
You
that?
just
I
sound like a
escaped
pirate.
from pirates when I was a young
What?
child.
You escaped from pirates?
I don't want to talk about it.
Okay, I really want to hear that story someday.
And they keep changing the rules.
Okay, well,
It starts small. They go, designated hitter.
Yeah.
Now they have maple bats. Maple. Let me tell you something. You know what else started small?
What?
When they gave the Nazis the Reichstag in 1933.
Whoa, okay,
Whoa, I don't
okay.
think white ash to maple is quite,
You know, you say that, but you weren't around in 1933.
That's true. It's absolutely true.
Yeah, he was plundering booty by then. Right, Mordecai?
You called me a pirate?
You look like you look
I will
and talk
thump
like a
you
pirate.
with my cane, young man, you goddamn whippersnapper.
Ah,
You don't
you'd
call me
ready
that.
the cannons and fire at me ship, matey.
I don't like you at
Bill,
all,
come on,
son.
be
What?
nice
He
to our
sounds like a
guest.
pirate.
A little bit, but he's an old man.
Okay, I'm sorry, old man. Mordecai, what else is different about baseball?
Well, I'm still skeptical of the Japanese players.
Oh,
Jeez.
God. Why did I knew this was
Hey,
going to go there.
listen, this is what they do. They lull you into submission over time,
Okay.
and then boom, surprise attack.
I don't know. That's not. No,
Not since Pearl Harbor.
Yeah, well, that was a big one.
That was like 2 lifetimes ago.
Think about how much bigger this surprise attack is going to be. They're waiting that much longer.
You're a horribly racist old man.
Oh, no, people just assume that.
No,
about
you're a
me,
racist
okay?
old man.
You kind of seem like a racist old man.
People have been saying that for a long time.
Well, then if people have been saying you're racist for a long time,
it's
you're
because,
probably a racist.
It's because I didn't vote for Jackie Robinson for the Hall of Fame.
Oh,
and
come
not
on,
for the
all right.
reason you're thinking. Not for the reason you're thinking. His career was too short. He didn't play for long enough.
Well, I would think that the thing you'd want to talk about most is steroids, right? I mean, steroids are the big story now, and they didn't have it back then.
I don't get the problem here. You know what helped baseball a lot is when they came up with those fast pills.
Fast pills?
Fast pills. It's like 5 cups of Joe in one little pill.
It's like 5-hour energy?
I think he's talking about speed. What you refer to as speed
Oh.
is amphetamines. Those are terrible for you.
Well, they were great for baseball players. You try playing a doubleheader when you haven't had a day off all week.
Okay, Mordecai, I think we appreciate you having you here. I think it's time for you to go.
All right, well, I have one thing to say to all the young players.
Yeah?
When the doctors tell you, oh, you need to go in the DL, all right? Always remember, a swig of whiskey and a tablespoon of castor oil will cure anything. Anything.
Especially a dirty engine, right?
All right, I'm going to thump you right in the skull.
Okay, get away from me, pirate.
Hey, take that.
Oh, my head.
Take that.
Oh, I'm sorry.
This is why you don't invite pirates to a podcast.
Yeah.
Ow! Hysterical injuries.
Hey.
There we go. It's like bloopers.
So
Yeah.
every year,
Yeah, there's injuries around the time of spring training because all the players are coming back.
Yep.
They're getting back into shape, and there's a whole host of injuries that go from the weird to the bizarre.
Those are 2 different things.
Yeah, they go from the ridiculous to the absurd.
To the redonkulous.
No.
Okay.
Elvis Andrus missed a game after the massive tattoo of his dead father on his arm was too tender.
No, love me tender, Elvis.
Brewers GM Doug Melvin was bitten by a scorpion in his condo.
No, you get stung by a scorpion. Do scorpions bite?
no, I think Phil's right about this. It's a scorpion sting because they're not using their mouths. They're
Yeah,
using
they
their
don't have
tails.
like piranha jaws. Yeah.
For the record, Joel prepped this document.
Okay.
He said the numbness went up his arm. When it reached his shoulder, he got nervous and went to ER.
Nice.
That's good. Numbness traveling up your arm. You don't go to the ER until it reaches your shoulder. That's
Right.
not serious if it stops.
Well, that's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. He's a general
Right.
manager.
Okay.
Also, you got Twins reliever Anthony Swarzak.
And twins. Remember that commercial?
Yeah, Phil.
All right.
We all do.
Okay.
This is a terrible podcast.
Sorry.
This is the sloppiest. This is the super sloppy double dare.
Oh,
podcast.
I don't know. I'm having fun.
Oh, pirate.
Cracked several ribs during. Twins reliever Anthony Swarzak cracked several ribs during horseplay.
And twins.
Apparently, he was out with the team and a couple of friends.
Yeah, ladies.
Yeah.
The only thing I don't like about this was also Jerry Sandusky's defense for a lot of his crimes.
Oh,
It was
ooh.
horseplay.
America's
Wow.
roller coast.
Way to kill the mood, Jordan.
Yeah.
Is there nothing you can't bring back to
Red Sox prospect Bryce Brent shot himself in the leg while cleaning a handgun and is not at camp as a result. Says Plaxico Burris, see, it could happen to anyone, and if there had only been a good guy with a gun to stop this incident from happening.
Yeah.
Someone who could have shot him before he shot himself.
Exactly.
Right, could have prevented all this. Michael Taylor of Oakland was throwing away his gum when he hit his hand on a light fixture and cut his finger, knocking him out for several days. Taylor is 6'5".
Oh, okay.
Wait, he cut his finger and it knocked him out?
Well, he had to wait until the cut closed before he could start to play again.
Oh, he didn't go unconscious for several days.
He might have seen the blood.
Like,
and just passed
oh,
out.
boy, I got the vapors. Pass out.
Winner of this spring's Homer Simpson Award is Joel Peralta, who injured his neck while getting out of the car to get sandwiches. He assured the press that he was still able to get the sandwiches.
Oh, that's good. Oh, my neck. But I'm so hungry for bread with meats in the middle.
Francisco Lariano cost himself $12 million by breaking his right humerus by slamming his shoulder against a door on Christmas morning to, quote, scare his kids. Congrats, it worked. It scared his kids.
Wow. That is
A broken
Humorous.
humerus is no joke. Like
Yeah.
that's
He
really
was probably like
serious.
waving it around in front of his kids, like, ah!
Oh, that was pretty funny. They were laughing. Oh God, I'm a pitcher. I need that arm. Oh, what was I thinking?
Ow! Hysterical injuries.
For you, the listeners of Sports Podcast, Audible is offering a free audiobook download with a free 30-day trial to give you the opportunity to check out their service. I personally recommend a wonderful book called The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. Joel saw the movie. He said that it was okay. To download your free audiobook today, go to audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network. Again, that's audibletrial.com/comedy podcast network for your free audiobook. And now it's time for another Weird Sports! Weird Sports.
Put the eyeballs back in your skull.
I
Phil.
know, that takes a lot of energy to do that. This week's Weird Sport, Pato. Pato. Also called Juego del Pato.
Does this involve hooking pots up to the back of your truck and then taking them places?
Nope. It translates literally to duck game.
Oh!
Does this involve people throwing stuff at your head?
Well, naturally, that means it's a game played on horseback that combines elements of polo and basketball.
Yes.
You know,
Naturally.
duck game. It's the national sport of Argentina and has been so since 1953.
Oh, those Argentinians are a weird folk.
Okay, that's racist.
It seems like everything is racist today.
This has been a difficult podcast, I think, for all of us.
Okay.
Testing our mettle.
Okay, this is going to test your
Hey,
metal.
that was racist, Jordan.
This is going to test your metal. You ready for this?
Yeah.
Pato is Spanish for duck. As early as
We covered that.
No, but get this. This is why it's Spanish for duck. Early games used a live duck inside a basket instead of a ball.
Wait, but inside a basket?
Yeah, they
Couldn't
put a
you
duck
put-
in a basket, and that would be the ball
Couldn't you
that they
put
would knock around.
Literally
Yeah.
anything in the like if the duck were able to like fly somewhere, I could understand why you'd use a duck for a ball. But if it's inside a basket, like just anything,
I
you
bet
could
it would
put
make it go
anything.
all wonky. That's why they'd put the duck in there.
Yeah, the basket's zigzagging everywhere with the duck in it.
Yeah, you got a little Bill Cosby there. Zig-zagging everywhere. All right.
Lay off, pirate Bill Cosby.
Yeah. There's been early versions of Pato have been written about since 1610.
Oh wow.
Okay.
Yeah. The playing field would often stretch the distance between neighboring estancias or ranches. Estancias or rancheros. The first team to reach its own cascos or ranch house with the duck would be declared the winner.
Is there some
Do you need the
limitation to
basket
how
too,
far you could carry
or
the
is it-
duck?
Kind of. So Pato was banned several times in its early history due to the violence. Not only of the duck, but many gauchos were trampled underfoot, and many lost their lives in knife fights started in the heat of the game. In 1796, a Catholic priest insisted that Pato players who died in such a way would be denied Christian burial. Now, this is a man sport. Like, I will defy my God out of anger of this game.
I'm willing to burn in hell for all eternity.
To get that duck.
Yeah. And this started happening. The government ordinances forbidding the practice of Pato were common throughout the 19th century. Not so long ago.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
Government's looking out for the safety of its citizens when they found out if you play this game, you could go to hell.
Yeah, that makes sense. In modern Pato, though, it's 2 4-member teams riding on horses, fighting for possession of a ball, which has 6 conveniently sized handles. So it's got like little handles all over the ball.
I was really hoping it was going to be a duck-shaped ball.
But nowadays, instead of going from ranchero to ranchero, the score is determined by throwing a ball through a vertically positioned ring, kind of like Quidditch.
Sounds like they thoroughly pussified the sport.
No,
They took
there's
out
still
the ducks. They took out the eternal damnation.
Yeah.
They took out
Knife
the knife
fight?
fights.
Yeah, no more knife fights. But the rings only have a 100 centimeter diameter. It's pretty small.
Oh, that's not that small.
That's pretty small.
I've bullseyed that from my. If I knew more about Star Wars, I would have nailed that line.
Were you targeting Wampa rats?
Yeah.
Yeah. The winner of the team is the team with the most goals after regulation, which is 6 8-minute periods.
Wait, can you explain to me who wins again?
The winner is the team with the most goals.
The most goals.
The one with the highest score.
Okay.
All right. So let's get to the actual play. The
Yeah.
player that has control of the pato holds the ball by the handle and must ride with his right arm outstretched, offering the pato. So rival players have a chance of tugging the pato and stealing it. Not extending the arm while riding with the pato is an offense called a negada, or refusal. I will refuse my pato. No! We will knife fight. The duck is dead. During the tug itself, or the cinchata, both players must stand on the stirrups, avoiding the saddle, while the hand not involved in the tugging must hold the reins. The tug is usually the most exciting part of the game.
The tug?
Yeah, the tug when it's kind of like the.
So it's basically 2 people
they're tugging for the ball
trying to grab a duck.
for the pato.
Yeah.
Pato is played competitively and also by amateurs, mostly in weekend fairs, which usually includes Doma, or an Argentine rodeo. Its status as the national sport or national game has been challenged by Asociación Futbol, which is more widespread.
Doesn't sound familiar.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah.
not sure I'm familiar with.
I believe they call it here soccer.
Oh, they mean football.
Yeah.
You know, I like the duck game better.
Defenders of Pato's official status point out that it is a completely indigenous game, while football was imported from England.
Hey, we're the only people to think of this.
Yeah.
Nobody else has an eternal damnation night fighting duck game played on horseback anywhere else in the entire world.
Unless you're playing Duck Hunt for the NES by the rules my household set forth.
Right, from ranchero to ranchero.
And that brings us to an end of another Weird Sports!
Citizens of Podcast Town, this brings us to the close of another Sports podcast. Before we go, we'd like to give you our contact information.
You can email us at sportspodcast@gmail.com. That's sportspodcast@gmail.com. You can tweet at us at sports3podcast. That's at sports3podcast. You can find us on Facebook by searching sports podcast on the top bar thingy. You can find us on Stitcher Radio. Download the Stitcher app today and search sports podcast. You can find us on YouTube by going to youtube.com/comedypodnet. That's youtube.com/comedypodnet. facebook.com/comedypodnet. You can find us on iTunes. Search Sports the Number 3 Space Podcast. That's Sports the Number 3 Space Podcast. While you're there, please rate and review. Or you can find all of our back episodes at comedypodcastnetwork.com.
All right. Sounds. Hey, you see that guy walk past the window?
Yeah.
Do you think he was actually in the Okemos High School marching band in 2000, or do you think he stole my goddamn clothes?
Oh, from the dryer.
From the dryer.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
son of a bitch.
Oh, jeez.
We ran long, didn't we?
Yeah.
That's why.
Sorry.
Lights off.
You have received this transmission from the Comedy Podcast Network. For more shows, visit comedypodcastnetwork.com.